Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back here to another Guardragon video. Today we're going to be doing the test hands that follow up on yesterday's deck profile. So the difference between the previous video and this video is, well, there's no difference, but I think a lot of people were really questioning whether or not I was going to be playing a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and the reason why I didn't actually play the deck was done on purpose, where I wanted the deck to be more dependent on the actual Guardragon plays itself, and I didn't want to depend fully on the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon because obviously Red MD, it has great synergy with the Guardragon Link monsters, but I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to actually showcase more so the pure variant of Guardragons themselves. Don't worry, I will most likely be doing a second deck profile for this as well to show a variant that is more meta relevant, I guess, but at the same time still keeping that purity to it. So in the following variant of this deck itself, I will include a Red Eyes Darkness Metal, don't worry about that, and yeah, you guys will get to see something that goes into a really more crazy competitive state. But that being said, this deck itself can still definitely do quite a bit on its own here. So without further ado, let's just get started. Luckily, I already have everything here shuffled up just a bit, so we simply just have to shuffle it up and we'll just go along with it. Alright, so very interesting. This hand is not too bad. We have over here a Dragon Ravine, which we could activate obviously. We also got Dragon Shrines, so we could also activate that. Though, let me actually think about this carefully here. So Mardark is probably the one that we're least likely going to bring out, but Tempest can be special summoned from the grave regardless of the situation. So I think I'll ditch the Tempest using the Ravines effect and send one of our dragons to the graveyard. So in this case, what I want to send is, maybe we'll send off a Prometheus. Then we'll also go for a Dragon Shrine, which would allow us to then send two different monsters. So in this case, I would send the Justiciar, and because it was a normal monster, we get to summon or send something in addition to that. So in this case, I'd probably send off the Garmedes as well. We could actually go for the Andrake. No, the Garmedes would actually do in this case, yeah. So that's definitely quite nice. So now you actually have this really interesting situation where maybe if we could, let's see, if we could get rid of this, get this back to the hand, that would be okay. And what we could do is then go for Monster Reborn, bring back the Justiciar, and that would obviously special summon back the Prometheus, back from its own effect of course. And let's see, this is obviously as is, we can't do anything with her so far, so we could go for Link Summon right now and go for these two, and this would obviously allow us to go for Link 2. So in this case, let's see what we could do here. We do have a World Legacy card, so technically I could go for the Blade Master, and because this was sent to the graveyard, regardless of what situation, we get to special summon this out onto the field, which is quite nice. Next, of course, we could use Ib's effect or Lib's effect, and she could send our World Legacy spell trap from our deck to the field. So in this case, we're going to go for, you could go for Succession technically, so you could just move this over here, leave the spot open, and you know, Succession would be nice. And you know what, I might actually go for Succession. It's not too bad of an idea. Or we could go for, actually, you know what, I'm just going to go for this. We'll go for the Guardragon, and we're going to set it down. Now we can't activate it unless we have a World Legacy card. Unfortunately, we do actually have the World Legacy Guardragon Mardark, which is quite awesome. So obviously Prometheus obviously got banished because of its own effect. Use this effect and special summon back the Justiciar. maybe over here, and we'll just link away the Garmedes LP, and then we'll use Guardragon, World Legacy Guardragon, to move this over here. And right off the bat, LP and lib could then go with its own effect via this, of course, LP's effect to special summon from the hand or deck. So in this case, you get to bring out whatever you want, any dragon monster, of course, which is definitely quite nice. Obviously certain summoning conditions are there, but in this case I think the one we want to go for is the Andrake, right? So bring out Andrake, and remember this, how I said at the beginning of the video where I didn't want to go for the red MD. Well, I kind of wanted to utilize a more pure variant of this, so you guys kind of understand why I want to do this. I'll fix it up later on when we do the different version of this deck where we actually have red MD. But yeah, Andrake here is going to be summoned out from here, the deck, and yeah, he's going to be doubled in terms of attack and defense, which is quite nice. Let's see, what else can we do here? Of course, it doesn't really matter at that point, because what we can now do is we could link away, because you have quite a few options, you know, in terms of like what you really want to do here. I don't know, Tempest is kind of tempting, but you're going to lose these two from the grave, which is quite significant, you know. We could have Justicia on this zone instead, and then use Andrake instead as a link, allowing us to go for our Guardragon Pisty. Let's say before we did the moving, we could use Justicia and put Pisty over here first, and then use this effect to move it over here. Use its effect, bring out Andrake over here. Now we could take Lib and Andrake, and we're going to link them up. This would allow us to go for a triple burst dragon, so we just put it wherever we want, maybe right there. That's fine. Then we can use Pisty's effect, which would allow us to bring back our World Legacy Guardragon Marduk, which is quite nice, you know. And from there, no, I think you're right, I'll actually go for the Borolo Dragon. So I'll just take these here, link them away, and then go for the Borolo Dragon. So you basically get this kind of field like that. Maybe I could have done more. I kind of feel, you know, put on the spot, so I feel like I definitely could have done a lot better on that. Definitely tell me what you guys think about this. Like, obviously with the red MD you could do so much more, but you know, this whole deck, it's not my purpose, or it's not my intention to actually showcase that. But yeah, let's just move on to the next hand. Alright, very interesting. We have quite a few options available, so what we could do here first is go for the terraforming. Terraforming will then allow us to add our ravine. Look for ravine. Ravine is right here. We'll go for ravine. Activate ravine. Obviously we're getting rid of the world arc, and the world arc will then allow us to ditch another dragons. So now let's think what we're going to ditch. Maybe what we'll do is we'll actually ditch the Promeneses. No, actually, you know what? I'm actually fine with that. Don't go for Ravine first, let's just go for these two first. Ditch them both and discard them and go for Tempest. Wherever Tempest is, Tempest, where are you? Top of the deck, really not my luck here. So then we have these two now in the grave. Ravine ditches this, and this will allow us to get rid of a Justicia. Alright, so now that we've gotten rid of Justicia, Prometheus comes back, and we have these in the grave here, which is okay, you know, it's fine, but we could definitely do quite a bit more than that. We do have a World Legacy card in the grave, so we could go for these two, link them up, and allow us to go for our, sorry, bump the camera there, let me readjust, go for Lib. So that's great. So now we have Lib use the effect, go for our, where's our World Legacy Succession? Set Succession, that's fine. We could activate it later on because we already have a World Legacy in the graveyard anyway. Promeneses gets banished, of course, so that's fine. Tempest also is just in the grave. Keep in mind he could summon himself based off its own effect as well, so don't worry about that too soon or anything like that, so that's okay. We can activate the Succession now, and Succession will just bring back either Lightning or Justiciar, doesn't matter, we're going to link it anyway, and this will allow us to go for our Pisty, right? No, we won't go for our Pisty just yet. We'll go for our LP, and we'll activate Guardragon. Well, it doesn't actually matter anymore, but we'll bring back the Justiciar, link Justiciar, go for the Pisty. Guardragon will move LP over here, and from that, let's see. So we have these following cards in the graveyard, making it quite interesting. I do have Tempest available for me if I needed to banish off these two. Obviously, we'll use LP's effect first. I'm not going to go for Monarch, I'm going to go for Andrake. That's fine. So now it's our 4k Beatstick on the field here. So at this point, we could take Lib, we could take the LP. No, we could just take Lib and we could take Andrake, and they both can go, allowing us to go for our triple burst. For the time being, if your opponent happens to have something, keep in mind we own turn 2, Lib can then just shuffle back what they have into their deck, so that's okay there. So now this is kind of like our resource here in the graveyard, which is quite nice. We could also just have this kept on our mind. 6 monsters, that's fine I guess, but for the time being what I could do is I could use Pisty's effect, bring back one of our dragons. We could use, actually that's pretty nice, I actually got something really cool here. Get triple burst and LP, move it there, and we'll bring out the Abramax. Pisty's effect will then allow us to just special summon one of our dragon monsters, since they're both pointing to this zone right here. And we bring back our triple burst dragon, which is quite nice. So we have 7 monsters in the graveyard. Keep in mind, I'm just thinking about Pot of Avarice right now. So we have 7 monsters in the graveyard, but I could banish off the Andrake and also the Lightning, and then this will allow me to special summon our Tempest for free if I wanted to, and then from there I could... No, what am I thinking actually? That's not it, no. I thought I had an extra monster, sorry. I thought I had an extra monster, so I can't actually do that. That's fine anyway, so we'll just use the triple burst and Guardragon. This will allow us to pretty much go into another link 4. So in this case, we kind of only have the choice of yugioh, but that's okay for now. No, I was actually correct, actually. No, I'm sorry. I'm really making a big mistake here. I don't know what I was thinking. No, I was right on that. So I was actually going to banish that. I did count right. There is 3 monsters. Yeah, so we'll go for these 3, and we go for the Burrow Load. For some reason, I was thinking that you needed 4 monsters to go into Burrow Load. No, 4 monsters was to actually go into yugioh. It's actually, yeah, 3 monsters to go into Burrow Load. So that's pretty much it there. So you get 2 big beat sticks here, and then we have the Pot of Avarice, of course. So I'm going to activate Pot of Avarice right now, and we're going to return back 5. So up to you on what you want to return back. We do actually have this, which is quite nice, by the way. So I think I'll go for World Arc as one of them. We'll keep Tempest in the grave because it has some viability. Pisty and LP, they can be reused if you really wanted to in the following turns, keep in mind. And so that's 2 monsters. We have, what else do we have? We have Blade Master. Maybe, yeah, we'll go for Blade Master as well, because Succession's in the grave, and we could always search for the other Guardragon from the deck. And I'm going to keep one Justiciar, and I'm just going to return the triple burst. So these other 5 I'm returning, just this here, and now let's actually shuffle up again. Alright, so we got 2 cards here. Definitely quite interesting. Keep in mind, Ravine's not hard ones per turn, so if we wanted to, we could activate the second Ravine, get rid of that, ditch the unexpected die, and then Ravine will allow us to send a dragon from our deck to your graveyard. So in this case you have different options and all. Garmedes is fine, but I think I'll just send off the other, where is it? Promeneses. Kind of like a setup for the next turn, but over here, like, I'm not too like displeased or anything, because you have to keep in mind that what you have here is a turn 2 play, meaning we have Avramax to get over anything, we have Borrelo to steal one of their monsters, and that's 2 Link 4s on the field. You keep in mind that's still a very powerful thing to go for, and mind you, your own deck might not have these 2 cards, but you could go for any Link 4s you want. You could go for Borrel Sword, you could go for Appaloosa. You have a plethora of options, and it's all dependent on what you have in the extra deck here. And this is kind of what Guardragons are. They are kind of similar to Dragon Links, except they have that extension plays available there. But as you can see, this is definitely a very long video. I think it took me 10 minutes to do the first test hand going first, and then another 10 minutes to do this one. So just 2 test hands, and we ended up making like a 20-minute video. So I'm gonna end it right here, and yeah, it was a bit more of an explanation rather than anything, because of how unique Guardragons really are. And I think next time when I actually make the meta focused version of the deck, and then I do another test hand for that, it would definitely be a lot quicker, because at least I won't be going through my thought process anymore, and from this video alone you guys would be more familiar with how the deck actually works. But with that being said, I hope you guys actually enjoyed this. There was only 2 test hands, but I really do hope that you guys learned more about this deck and its interactions and what it actually does. Clearly you could see that without the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, there are definitely some restrictions, but you know what, that's okay. We'll do it for next time in the next deck profile. But with that being said, definitely share this video, because it's going to be quite an eye-opener for a lot of people based on Guardragons being so scarce around the community. And also just subscribe for more videos like this. Until then, hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.